A little bit about the bonding bill, because been a lot of discussion about that over the last 24, 48 hours. The bonding bill was passed, I don't know, a week or so ago, maybe a couple of weeks. We were waiting for the House. The conference committees came together. We put the package together. It went to the governor last week, and on Monday he had a fairly decisive line item veto. He didn't take the whole bill. He could have, but he decided to, if we will, carve it out, take portions out that he felt were perhaps, given the costs, not in the best interest of Minnesota. And so he left us with a $716 million bill, and I think by and large everybody's feeling pretty good about it. Senator Ingebrigtsen, thoughts?
I thought it was very responsible, and you know, all along through the whole process, the governor has been telling the leadership, the DFL leadership, to trim it back, especially in light of the most recent forecast in November that came through, where we're going to actually be looking at cutting nearly $1 billion out of the biennium budget. And I think it was a real responsible move on his part to actually take a little bit more than what he was asking them to take. Quite frankly, he told them to cut it back $100 million, and they refused to do that. So it was a good decision on his part, I think, to take a little bit more, and especially in light of the fact that families right now are having a little tough time. And you know, that's not only in Minnesota, it's nationwide, and I think it was very fiscal responsible on his part to cut back on some of those projects that quite frankly could be put on hold.
And the governor did, and he took the leadership, and he did what the majority caucuses on the House and the Senate weren't either willing or able to do, and that is he brought that bill down to, I think, a good, sensible number. And then if there's some things there that need to be negotiated back, he can still do that and stay within the prescribed $825 million, which really amounts to what we call this 3% debt service level. And that gets kind of technical, but just suffice to say, at 825, if you go over that, you start really having to worry about affecting the state's bond rating, and we don't want to do that, and we shouldn't do that. It would be irresponsible to do that.
Exactly, and this has been a tradition. This is nothing. This is nothing new. When he was pleading with them, basically, and saying, you know, we want to stay within that 3% cap. This is not different than any other administration for many years before this. So. You know, he's been true to his word when he's you know, been talking back and forth and negotiating with the majority party, and he held true here as well. So I think it was a very good move on his part.
Senator, just not to get too local, but any projects in your area that point out as
yes, actually,
really
there were some
projects.
There were some projects that those that were here before me had worked on in the past. One was the Alexandria Technical College. There's going to be an addition there to the law enforcement program, which is going to not only help out the Alexandria area, but also being in west central Minnesota, the law enforcement family, if you will, utilizes that facility an awful lot, and it's going to be great for basically all of Minnesota, as well as the project and the university project over at University of Minnesota Morris. They've got a building there that needed renovation, and again, that's been on the docket for some years. So we're going to see some economic opportunities out in our district.
Maybe I'll just comment on my community, and I'll just maybe take the project with the largest amount of funding, and that was $3.66 million for a public safety training center, and that would serve the whole entire southeast Minnesota region. So that I think is going to be very welcome. Law enforcement, police, ambulance, fire people have long since talked about the need for a place to come to do their training. They have lots of mandates which need to be taken care of, and they need the facility to do that. So that's going to be an outstanding, I think, contribution to the greater southeastern Minnesota area. And I don't know, Senator, you probably know a little bit about these things.
I do, and the requirements that have been put on law enforcement, fire, and first responders, not just since 9/11, but over the years in the profession of law enforcement, a lot of those mandates, as you talk about, have been coming down the line, and a lot of more mandated training, a lot of more professionalism has gone, you know, forth in the field of law enforcement and public safety. And yes, the training has been an issue, and you'd had to travel an awful long ways, especially from outside like southwestern or southeastern Minnesota versus coming to the metro area. It was as well as the ones in the northern part of the state. So those regional facilities we're requesting, they got some dollars to do some of that now, and that's going to work out great.
I know also at Fort Ripley, though neither of our districts, they're put forth $5 million to build and put together a program for that deals with the whole issue of terrorism and how does the state react, respond, plan to terroristic kind of activities.
That's
and
right.
I think we all know that has not gone away. It's still a threat to our state and our country, and that we need to be prepared. So a lot of, I think, pretty good public safety things within that bonding bill that will move our state forward.
All of the senators at the Senate Republican Caucus encourage you to stay abreast of current events, keep up with what's going on down at the Capitol, and give them a call if you have any questions or concerns. The number at the Senate Republican Caucus is 651-296-1930. Thanks for watching your Minnesota Senate in short.